Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Four Persons, an impromptu Friday edition. And starting off with my good friend Lisa Marie Nicole. Lisa, I'm not in a real good mood right now, and and uh, I know you've been struggling with some health issues, but I just got back from the car dealership and had this put out $900 for an unexpected car repair. So that always sets your today is the start of my vacation. After I get through my work day today, that's not exactly how you want to start your vacation off, is it?
No, I wouldn't say.
But anyway, it is what it is, and this is this is part of life. Setbacks and trials and tribulations like this are part of life. So you got a lot going on in your life, a lot of really positive things, and we got positive things we're working on here together. So where do you want to start in talking about everything that's going on?
Um, I can say that I know you know about the award that I won for Christian Artist of the Month. I actually hung it up behind me. It's right here.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you. Platinum Christian Artist of the Month. So
that's
I'm pretty
that's
really
awesome.
blessed. Yeah, thank you to everyone that voted for me, including you, because I wouldn't be able to do it without my fans and followers and that really support my ministry. And but I'm really happy about that. I have my new CD that is going to be released. This is called Christian Rock Songs with Lisa Marie Nicole.
Yes.
And this has all of my pop and rock songs on it, including all of my new songs and the one that isn't released yet. That will be released on the 23rd, which is called Jesus is Infinite Love. That's my blues song. So that's on this also, plus Resurrection and the Life and all the other songs I did. This is just my rock and rock pop, rock country, songs that are on. This is 15 songs on here. So if people have my other albums, this is just all of those best songs that I have on here. Get Behind Me, Satan, Stingless, Window of My Soul, all of those are on here. Also King of Kings. So if you know my music and you want to get one of these, you can get one on my website, lisamarinicole.com. I don't have a lot of them right now, so if you want one, you better get it soon because I have to get some more after that. I need these for a show coming up, but I do have a lot of them available. Speaking of the song, that song will be released on the 23rd coming up. That will be available on all streaming sites, Jesus Infinite Love. I have another song I'm working on that is actually sort of in the style of, I'm not going to say who because I want people to find out when they do, when they listen to it.
I
But
picked up on it instantly. Instantly, I
yeah,
picked up on it. But I'm
but
not
the
going to
next,
say I'm not.
the next one after this that I'm working on, you don't know about. It's another one with more great lyrics, and it's called Make the World a Better Place. And it's actually got a lot of lyrics in it to how all of us as human beings that live on this earth can make this world a better place with things that we do. And that's going to sort of
That's a
be
message we
also.
need right now in this
Yeah,
world
I'm
right now.
working on it.
That's
I'm working
yeah.
on it. I want to try to get it out this year sometime. It's going to be hard for me to do that, but I'm trying my best. What else do I have going on?
So,
I have that.
Lisa,
Go ahead.
it's no secret that the world has been nuts these past couple of weeks. It's just been insane with all the terrible stuff that's been going on. And it's interesting that you're releasing your CD on the 23rd because that's when I'll be landing in Lisbon, Portugal.
Uh
And
huh.
we we have some you actually have at least 3 shows coming up while I'm out of the country. At least 3, and 2 of them, at least 2, if not all 3, but at least 2, um, we're going to be doing a
Hmm.
live from location show. Why don't you talk about that for people who do not know what's going on?
Well, my first show that's coming up this week is going to be with Catholic author and podcast host, and she's also with the Nonanis Institute. She is called Ann DeSantis. She's a speaker. She's going to be on my show this Sunday at 6 o'clock. And I also she has a book called Journeys in Faith, and I'm in this book. So she asked me to be in this. She put my story in here. So she's going to be my guest this week. And then John will be my guest twice, maybe 3 times. It depends on if you can make the next one. But we're shooting for 4 p.m. on the 25th, right? Friday the 25th.
Yeah.
We're shooting for 4 p.m. in Fatima. You'll be in Fatima first. Yes, and it's going to be late at night over there, so I appreciate him doing this for all of us that are in Eastern time.
It'll be about 9 p.m. in Fatima.
On Friday.
Yeah.
And
then the
I'm going
second show on the
28th, right? 29th. 29th. And that will be in Lourdes.
Yes.
And you said that you want to try to do the rosary there live, right?
Well, what I'm going to try to do is the procession that they do, the candlelight procession down to the, and, from what I understand, when they do it, it's like tens of thousands of people sometimes. And, just imagine tens of thousands of glowing candles on the way down to the grotto where Our Lady appeared to Bernadette.
Yeah.
How magic would it be to get that on camera live as it's happening?
I already have my friends that are looking forward. I have friends that are looking forward to this, so I really hope that you can make that happen. That would be great.
Yeah, this trip is going to be just so amazing. And one of the things that I don't know if I told you about this trip is the amount of time that I'm going to be spending in the buses, in the tour buses, going from site to site. I'm covering from the time I land in Lisbon to the time I leave in Paris to fly back. It's over 2,000 miles. Okay.
Wow.
And it's going to be like 40 hours total bus time over the whole almost 3 weeks. And so there's going to be a lot of reading material. And one of the books that I'm taking with me to read cover to cover is a book called Poetry for the Soul from an author that you might be familiar with. I'm not sure. That's on my reading list.
Oh, you mean this one?
It looks like that one. Yes, it looks exactly like that one. That is one of the books that I will be reading. But the number of Catholic saints that I'm going to encounter on this trip is just going to be insane. And Lisa is on my very special list of people that I'm going to be sending photos and videos to. And I will be blowing up her phone for the next 3 weeks with this.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, this is Margaret Mary Alacoque, and this is Teresa of Avila, and this is Therese of Lisieux, and all these wonderful saints, and then of course seeing the incorruptibles of seeing Saint Bernadette and Saint Catherine Labouré and Saint Vincent de Paul. It's not to mention 5 Marian sites, 5 miraculous Marian sites I'm going to see on this trip. I'm going to see Fatima,
amazing.
Lourdes, Rocamadour, Miraculous Medal, and Champion, Wisconsin.
And I also sent him one of my rosaries, so that would be amazing.
Yes, and it will be placed. It will be touched to something. Maybe I'll try and touch it to the tree at the beneath. Remember, the children were at the base of the tree. At
yes.
I'll try and touch it to the tree.
Oh, that would be great.
And then also touch it to the miraculous spring, or the water of the miraculous spring at Lourdes. And me and Lisa are both seeking healing and miracles in our lives in different ways. We're great friends, and we've talked a lot about what each other are going through, and sometimes having a good friend makes those crosses easier to carry. Now, the third show, let's talk about the third show that I'm going to try to make. Now, she's doing this show while I'm in. It just so happens that this show falls on the busiest day of my pilgrimage because I'm going to be going from Lisieux to Normandy to Mont Saint Michel. I'm going to be going all over northern France that day, so that's why I wasn't sure if I could fit it in or not. But I'm going to try to, and that's October 5th. Talk about that show.
Okay, well, you already sent me a video just in case, which
Yeah.
I love. This is going to be my 2-year anniversary of my Rocket for God podcast with the 4 persons. And it's Sunday, October 5th. And I'm going to start it at 4 o'clock only because it's a Sunday and a lot of people from different countries might want to watch it that are like 5 hours ahead of us. So I'm going to start it a little earlier. And I have all of my returning guests from the past year or so that were coming back on, and I'll mention some of them. John is one of them. Me and John are going to open the show, whether he's there live or not. I'm going to play his video, and then I have Andrew Dean, my choir director, music director, Faith O'Brien, who plays the piano. She was on. She's coming back. Sydney Celeste, Carla Bonnell, Tim Steinrock, Linda Marks, Miranda Rain, Phil Krantz, Richie Mullins, Hunda Lott, Danny Coleman, Wallace, Stephen Newman, my good friend Rock and Rose going to be on. John already said. Karen, Mike Aquilina, if everybody knows the great Catholic author, Mike Aquilina,
Awesome.
He sent me a clip because he's going to be doing a conference, so he won't be here, but he sent me a beautiful clip. Jen Alvarado sent me one. Howard Grip sent me a clip. Al Brady is living in Thailand now. He moved to Thailand. He's going to be live. And I got my friend C4. And this show is going to be in memory of my friends Larry Welter and Robert McLean, who were killed tragically in a car accident 2 months ago. This show is going to be in their name. So I can't wait. I am so blessed to be doing this for 2 years. Now, this is 2 years on YouTube, but we did this on Blog Talk Radio before that. So, but
before Blog Talk Radio
went out of
unceremoniously crashed.
So this is going to be a 3-hour show. So I hope you guys are prepared for this because I got people coming on. They're going to be reading. They're going to be singing. I'm going to be playing videos from some of the artists. People will be talking and giving updates. I'm sure people will be talking about being on this show. And I had so many more people that I just couldn't fit. This would have been a 5-hour show, and I don't think people are going to watch it that long. Yeah. So what I might do is I might do this again next year on the 3rd year anniversary and bring back those people that I couldn't bring back this time, or maybe that couldn't make it. So that's coming up on the 5th, which I hope you can make. But like I said, if not, you can watch the whole thing when you come home.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try. Lisa, I remember when you did that show in May, and it was one of my favorite shows that you did. And they were just so gracious and bubbly when they came on. And boy, I wasn't kidding when I said that it's been a tough couple of months. It just seems like it's been tragedy after tragedy with what's going on with these terrible school shootings and the little kids being killed, and then the girl on the subway train, and then of course Charlie Kirk. It's been horrible. It's been just a horrible couple of months. What do you say to people who are kind of struggling and searching for answers? And before you answer the question, the irony of it is, and I posted something today about my devotional message for today is trying to see the bigger picture and trying to see God working through, these kind of situations. And, that's exactly the kind of thing that I've been struggling with about a lot of, horrible things and terrible things that have gone on. And that I was trying to make my personal connection with one of those terrible things that happened in Florida. When I was there on August 30th, and I got to be honest with you, I got chills standing on the grave of Gina Montalto, because I feel like she was with us. I feel like she's with us, and I know you feel that way about your friends who were killed in that horrible automobile accident, and we can say the same about the others, Lisa. It's this great cloud of witnesses. We believe they're surrounding us in this great cloud of witnesses. We don't you?
Yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, I don't talk too much about this on my podcast because that's not what this is about.
Yeah.
But when I have the opportunity to speak, I do, because there's really nothing that I can see that we can do to change people's minds in this world, especially people that don't believe in God. Everything that we say and do and preach, if they don't believe, you're not going to make a believer believe. The only thing I do is I pray for all of these people that, listen, everybody in this world has problems with depression at times in their life, has problems with mentally things that they think about that they can't get out of mind. People are stressed out. Everybody in this world is working 2-3 jobs. They're trying to support their families, their kids. They're worried about walking out the door and getting killed. And I mean, there's so many evil things in this world going on right now. And I know that there's better times coming. I feel it. I know there is. There's some kind of revival going on in this world right now, and I see it everywhere. But if you think about it, like, I mean, why do people treat each other this way? I mean, God is there for us. God created us all in his image. He died for every one of us, including the ones that hate him. I mean, it's at the point where we don't know what to say or do anymore that's going to set somebody off. And you get to the point where you want to speak to your mind, you want to say something, but then you don't want to say something that's going to offend somebody. And I'm not even talking about offending somebody. You have to watch who you say things to with certain people, certain groups of people. And I'm not putting this out there for everybody in the world. There's certain groups of people you have to watch what you say, because they just go off the wall, and it's everybody's afraid to say or do anything today, and this isn't the way it's supposed to be. This is not the way we are supposed to be living. I try my best. I love everyone, and I tell everybody I love them. Even the people that hate me, I still tell them I love them, because this is what we are supposed to do as Christians. We are supposed to forgive people and love people and move on. Even the people that I've talked to, people who have said to me, I don't like you because you believe in God. What am I supposed to say about that? I mean, that's the only reason why they don't like me, is because, do they even know why I do what I do? Do they know my life? Do they see how I live my life, and how I live my life, and how I struggle in pain with all kinds of things that I go through? And all of the reason why I do everything I do is because of God, because I would never be able to live my life with what I'm doing on my own. Everything that I do is through the strength of Jesus. And that's the only way I would do this and get through this. And this is what I try to get through to people. Give it a try. I mean, don't criticize something you don't even know about. If you don't know who Jesus is, find out who he is. Find out who God is. He can help you. He can come into your life and help you with the depression and all the struggles you're having in your life. And he helped us, me and John. We know hands down that God is there for us and has done everything for us in our life for us to be able to do this, to be able to.
No question, Lisa. If it weren't for God, I wouldn't be standing after everything that I've gone through and been through in my life, everything that my family's been through in my life. There's no way that I walk through all of that under my own strength. And sometimes people have the wrong idea about God, and that's why they have so much anger, because they think that, well, I once believed in God, but I didn't get everything that I want, so now I don't believe anymore. God is not a genie. It's not a magic lamp that you rub on and get everything that you want. And sometimes bad things are going to happen. Like today, for example, do you think I got up this morning and said, gee, I hope I can pay $900 for an unexpected car repair? No, that was the farthest thing from my mind.
Yeah.
But God gives us the strength to endure those kind of crosses, to overcome and to keep going, because they're tests. They're tests of our character, they're tests of our endurance, they're tests of our faith and our fidelity to Him. And at the end of the day, Lisa, this is not our destination. This is not home. We're just
Nope.
passing through. We're just passing through. And
That's right.
and that's the disappointment that some people face, is they think that the ultimate happiness, the ultimate fulfillment that they're looking for in their life, they're going to find that here. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. This place is like saying that.
No, I was exactly what you were saying, is that all of these people that just passed away recently from everything, these tragic accidents and everything, they're all in a better place than we'll ever be. Not that I'm okay with what happened to them, but we're living right now in this, and they're not. And there's a reason for that. And I pray for their souls every day, for these people that all passed away over the past couple of years, including my friends. But in a way, I'm like, you know what? They believed. They were believers. They knew where they were going, and I just want to. I mean, I'm not right now, but one day I will be there and I will see them again, including my family members. We all will. And if you believe in that, you know that you're going to see them again one day. And when we see them again one day, we don't have to worry about this evil anymore, because evil's not allowed in heaven. So once we see them again, we will be happy and joyous for the rest of our lives, for all eternity, living with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And that is one thing that I look forward to in one day in my life. I look forward to that.
And we had someone on this show whose 16-year-old daughter was murdered. We interviewed her on this show, and she reached out and she asked for what can you say to me? What kind of consolation can you give me to keep me going? And you have to turn to God.
Mm-hmm.
You have to turn to God, and you have to realize, no matter how much pain you're in, and no matter how much you want your daughter back here, she's not coming back here. And you have to use that. You have to channel that love and that motivation and that energy to get to where she is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, if you want to see your daughter again, you have to get to where she is. She's not coming back here. And I'm not being harsh in that message. I'm being loving in that message, because I know lots of people who've lost loved ones. I lost my best friend of 45 years just a couple of years ago. And I know it's hard. I know it's tough. But as strong as these obstacles are, as strong as these burdens are, God is stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And God can give you the strength to persevere, and you persevere one day at a time. And if you can't persevere one day at a time, then take 1 hour at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And grief is different for each person. There's no formula that says that you have to grieve this way for this many days. It's different for each person. It takes each person different stages and time periods to work through all the stages of grief. And that's part of the process of being a human being. And don't ever be ashamed that you feel that sadness. Don't ever be ashamed that you feel that difficulty. When you stop feeling, that's when you need to worry, because now you cease to be a human being anymore. When you stop feeling. And sadly, Lisa, we've got a lot of people like that in this world right now that don't have any sympathy, don't have any empathy, don't care about
Nope.
their fellow man. Um, and they want to kill people because of their opinion, because
Uh-huh.
they have a point of view. There were things that Charlie Kirk believed in that I didn't ascribe to. I wasn't 100% in lockstep with everything that he espoused and believed in. Probably agreed with him more than I disagreed. But one thing that you have to say about Charlie Kirk is he had those disagreements respectfully. He always
Hmm.
respected the person that he was discussing with and debating with and everything. And that's something that should be honored and aspired to and lived to, because when we get to the point where we can't even have a civil conversation anymore, Lisa, we don't have a society anymore. We don't have a country anymore.
Well, this is where it is right now, and that scares me because I've never seen this in my lifetime, and I never thought I would, but I am, and thank God. In a way, I'm happy I don't have kids because that's one less thing I have to worry about. But I do worry about my family's kids, my nieces, nephews, and everybody else, and even my friends that have kids growing up. I mean, I lost two very very good friends when I was young. When I was 7, I lost my best friend. He was so close to me at that time that we believed that we were going to marry each other one day, and he died in a tragic accident where I grew up in the city at 7 years old. We're both the same age. His birthday's 2 days ahead of mine. And I live with that my whole life. I still talk to him. I still pray to him. And then when I was 10, I lost another good friend of mine from leukemia. She died. So I lost two very good friends of mine from two different things that died when I was a young child. And I still grew up okay. I mean, my mother helped me with my Catholic faith and took me to church all the time. I went to Catholic school. I made all the sacraments. I just I thought about it over the years. I'm sure I had problems growing up over the years, but for some reason, I think that stuff made me a better writer. I was a very creative person when I was a kid. When I was 7, I wrote my first poem. And I wonder sometimes if that's where I got that from the tragedy that I experienced as a child. And then God blessed me with all of this later on to be able to carry on. But it's hard when you're a kid and that happens to you, you know?
The reason why I'm smiling is because I've got a plaque on my wall right there that says that message. And let me read it to you. It says, "Without your wound, where would your power be? It is your very remorse that makes your low voice tremble in the hearts of men. The very angels themselves cannot persuade the wretched and blundering children on earth as can one human being broken on the wheels of life. In the war of love, only wounded soldiers can serve."
Wow.
That is a motto to me, because you cannot understand suffering unless you've suffered. You cannot understand loneliness unless you've been lonely. You cannot understand brokenness unless you've been broken. You cannot understand loss unless you've lost someone. And it's so true that in a war of love, only wounded soldiers can serve. And
What about Mary and Jesus? They experienced the same thing. She experienced the loss of her son. He experienced suffering like nobody in this world ever will.
Mary experienced the loss like nobody uh, ever before or since, as far as a created person, because Mary spent 33 years in the presence of her God. She spent 33 years in adoration.
I love when
It,
you said that. That is awesome. That
it
is
is,
awesome.
it's true.
It
Okay.
is true.
So on Good Friday, Mary lost her son
And
and
her
her
God.
God
Hmm.
at the same time. And the feeling of loss that she experienced is something that you and I cannot comprehend.
Never. Nobody in this world ever will.
Cannot
Nobody.
comprehend what that was, um, what that was like, what that experience was like, and then of course the suffering that Jesus himself went through on our behalf. Um, and Jesus didn't suffer so that we don't have to. I ask people that. I ask people, why did Jesus suffer and die? Well, Jesus suffered and died in my place. So then I ask him, okay, well, are you going to die? And they said, well, yes. Are you going to suffer? Well, yes. Well, it didn't seem to work out very well for you then, did it? Jesus didn't suffer and die so that you don't have to suffer and die. Jesus suffered and died so that your suffering and death have value,
Mm-hmm.
salvific value, infinite value. Your
Yep.
suffering and death can be offered for someone else who is suffering, so someone else who is away from God and needs to be reunited with God. Um, I have to get going, and I know you do too. But before we go, just talk about Jesus and Mary and what they mean in your life, and who they are. For anyone who's listening, tell them who Jesus and Mary are to you, and why they need Jesus and Mary in their life.
Well, Mary to me, I mean, Mary is the Ark of the Covenant. She's the new Ark of the Covenant. And Mary to me is someone I can go to whenever I need to speak to someone. Like she's my heavenly mother. So I know I can go to her with anything and talk to her like you would talk to your own mother on earth. And I know she's there and she listens. And I pray to her and I ask her to help me to understand things that are going on in the world, to help me to understand my faith better so I can worship and live for her son the way that I'm supposed to. And Jesus is my Lord and my Savior. There is nobody in the world that means more to me than him. And he has done so much for me in my life to get me to where I am with the suffering and with the pain and everything I have been through, that I don't even know what to say anymore about the blessings that he has given me. He has been so good to me, and I'm not saying I get everything I ask for, because I don't, and I understand why, because there's reasons why he doesn't give me what I ask for, and I thank him for that also. So, but he is an unbelievable God, is just incredible. And if you open up your heart and your mind to him and you live your life for him and pray to him, he will bless you. He will give you blessings like you would not believe if you live for him. And also spread his word. If you know him and you know everything about him and you read the catechism and the Bible and you go to church and everything, you're not meant to keep that for yourself. We are all meant to go out there and spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, all of us. So that's what we all need to do. If we go out there, all of us as evangelists or whatever you want to call us, if we go out there and we start talking to everyone, and do you know who Jesus is? Do you want to know who he is? I mean, bring somebody to church with you that's never been to the Catholic Mass before. Show them what we do in the whole Mass is in the Bible. It's not things we made up. So if you bring somebody to Mass and you show them the Mass and you listen and tell them where everything is in the Mass, we can't go into that right now, but they'll believe that the Catholic Church is the only church founded by Jesus Christ. And, I know people argue a lot about that, but that it's the truth. And
Fact for fact, they are what they are. I mean,
exactly. But Jesus is the only one that could save us from everything in this world that is going on. God is the only one that can save us from this.
Yep. Lisa, I'm honored to call you my friend, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I feel the same way.
If there is anybody that I know that exemplifies joy even in the midst of suffering, it's you. And somebody asked me what my definition of a true Christian is versus a false Christian. I said, well, here's one test. If a person doesn't know what a Christian is, and they look at you and say, I don't know what a Christian is, but if she's a Christian, I don't want anything to do with it, you're not a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
You're not living a Christian life. But if somebody looks at you that doesn't know who Christ is and says, I don't know what she has, but I want it. I want what she has. Then you're living a Christ
Your life. Exactly.
because Christ is shining through you. God bless you, Lisa. I got to get ready for work, but God bless you and have a wonderful day. And we'll be in touch over these next
Yes,
few weeks.
everybody stay tuned for my show on Sunday night and also for John next week. And I'll be posting that during the week so everybody don't miss it.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.